All right, so we're going to talk about one of the biggest problems every city in the country is facing right now that folks might not know about. Did you know that the fastest growing demographic of homelessness is the baby boomer generation? They are falling into homelessness faster than during the Great Depression.
Baby boomers are falling into homelessness faster than the Great Depression. And the irony is that despite all of this, they are out here trying to do wrong to their children and all future generations. The boomers are actually plotting to leave their kids with nothing when they pass away. Watch to the end of the video to fully understand the implications of what the boomers are trying to do as they join the die with nothing or die with zero movement, and the implications this is going to have for future generations going forward. Today's video comes from Marriage, Kids, and Money. Their channel will be linked in the description so that you can go check them out and support them. Also, we may cover a video from the George Kamel channel. Their channel will also be linked in the description so that you can go check them out and support them. And now let's just go ahead and jump right into the video after a word from Angry's Crypto Academy.
You don't have a side hustle yet, you need to get on that. This world is crazy, and the extra money you can make from crypto can be a total game changer. So, I checked out the crypto course from Angry Crypto, and I was skeptical because that stuff can all sound like gibberish to me. But honestly, it was written so simply, even a 5th grader could understand it. Trust me, y'all, if you want to get into crypto and make an extra $100 a day just working for an hour, you have got to hop on their course. Click the link in the description for the best side hustle out there.
Congratulations, you have done everything right. All of the sacrifices your family has made are finally paying off, and account balances continue to climb. You've contributed to your retirement accounts year after year for almost a decade. The cars are paid off. The house is paid off. The kids have 529 accounts. Your emergency savings looks pretty cushy. You don't really have to work at that job anymore, yet you stay. You stay in order to keep saving and keep investing. Heck, you even have a bumper sticker on your paid off car that lets others know that you've lived like no one else, so later you can live like no one else.
You see, guys, the mentality for the boomers right now is that we deserve it, we earned it. You know, it's ours. George Carlin said it, he called it back in the 90s. The boomers are like, all the toys are mine, they're mine, give them to me. All right. He said that these were very cold people. And of course, they'll come and they'll try to contradict this, but that's who they have, and that's who they are and who they have always been. What they are now plotting to do is absolutely insane. This was brought to my attention by one of my subscribers. And he said, angry, this came from MGTOW Biologic. He says, angry guy, did you see the news article today? Boomers are refusing to give their $84 trillion in real estate to their kids. Like, this is absolutely shocking. This is kind of shocking, but I guess it should shock no one. We actually do have the article, but we'll continue reading what he says. We can't be shocked if the greediest generation in the history of the entire universe is now popularizing the die with nothing movement. It wasn't enough that they hoarded it all during their lives. Now they want to give it to their caregivers and the cruise ship companies and the cemeteries. The only hope for Gen X is that their parents are too lazy or stupid to do it well. Yeah, Chad, the boomers definitely will do it well. They'll do it well. So the article that he's actually referring to is pretty interesting. So there you go. So they're facing a massive financial crisis. And despite all of this, they are plotting to not give their kids anything. Here's the article. And it says U.S. boomers are refusing to give their $84 trillion in real estate wealth away to their kids. And here's why. This article just came out. It came out on February 10th. And I'm recording this video for you guys on February 11th of 2025. So it says, in the course of the next 20 years, an astounding $84 trillion is expected to change hands as older Americans pass assets on to younger generations. It has been dubbed the Great Wealth Transfer, and a lot of younger people are no doubt hoping to take part in it, right? So let's keep on going. But a recent survey finds that younger Americans may not be in line for the large inheritance they're expecting. A good 45% of wealthy baby boomers, defined as those with more than $1 million in investable assets, yeah, we didn't see this coming, want to keep their money to spend in their lifetime, compared to just 15% of wealthy millennials and 11% of wealthy Gen Xers. So almost half of all baby boomers have made it very clear that they don't want to pass their money on to their kids, and this is wealthy baby boomers. And that could have broad economic impacts. Why boomers are hanging on to their money. Despite making up only 21% of the population, baby boomers hold half of the nation's wealth, according to Visual Capitalists. Yet, it's not a given that their money will be passed down to future generations. Guys, and then they try to gaslight us and say that it's everyone else's fault. These are not good people. It's madness. A 2024 Northwestern Mutual survey found that only 22% of baby boomers intend to leave an inheritance to younger generations. Only 22%, guys, of boomers plan to leave an inheritance to younger generations. I want you guys to really comprehend how tiny that is. And then from that 22%, how much is that inheritance actually going to be? So they have most baby boomers, 78% of boomers, almost 80% intend to leave nothing to their kids whatsoever. Unbelievable. And only 11% of boomers say that leaving a gift for their children or future generations is their single most important financial goal. Oh my God. Baby boomers may have baby boomers may be so unconcerned with passing on assets that 40% haven't even put together a will yet. 40. All right, so maybe that, yeah, he did say it, like he did say earlier. MGTOW did say earlier. Hopefully, they're too lazy to put together a will. So hopefully, yeah, so maybe he has a point there. He called it. I honestly thought that they would put together a will, but damn. And for 17%, the reason stems from being unsure whom they want to leave their assets to. Just as the FIRE, Financial Independence Retire Early movement, has gained traction in recent years, so too has the Die with Zero philosophy, which has people spending down their wealth in their lifetime rather than leaving money behind. But another reason baby boomers may be less focused on leaving inheritances is that they're grappling with high cost of their own. Inflation has been steep in recent years, forcing many older Americans to raid their savings to a large degree to keep up with their costs. And then there's healthcare and long-term care to consider. In 2024, Fidelity estimated that the typical 65-year-old could expect to spend $165,000 on healthcare in retirement, not accounting for long-term care, an expense that 70% of adults who survive to 65 are likely to need. So, guys, the boomers are outright plotting to leave their kids with absolutely no money whatsoever for the future. They're planning to pass away with everything. This is the reason why I keep telling y'all we need to hurry. Hard times are here. You need to begin investing in crypto right now. This is going to be your nest egg for the future. This is going to be how you survive into the future, guys. It's hell on earth. There's not going to be anything for any of us. The greatest transfer of wealth will be related to cryptocurrency as the boomers begin piling into crypto ETFs and trying to acquire Bitcoin and all these other cryptocurrencies. That's how you're going to secure your future. All right. And many of you that are crypto skeptics right now are going to come back years from now, if I'm still around on the platform, saying, Angry, you're right. And I regret not listening to you guys. Listen to Angry, listen to Uncle Angry. You're gonna have guys who are in their 60s saying Uncle Angry Sama, in complete regret and misery, saying, oh my gosh, if I had only just invested in one of those coins when they were going for $100, I'd be sitting on tens of thousands of dollars right now. But I was a crypto skeptic. All right, guys, I keep telling you, hard times have arrived. The ATMs are going to stop working. The banks are going to chain up the doors. And the only way that you're going to be able to protect your wealth and safeguard your future is going to be with crypto. And at Angry's Crypto Academy, we will teach you how to buy, sell, trade, and invest in crypto. We'll tell you exactly which coins will mint you millionaires and how to spot potential coins to invest in. So don't miss out. The Academy is linked in the description of the video. We also teach you guys how to do day trading, and you can basically make hundreds of dollars a day working only an hour a day doing day trading. We have that. We have a crypto blueprint, crypto day trading blueprint for dummies. It's so simple that a fifth grader can do it. And we've outlined all of that. We actually have we have a sale going on right now in the Academy. If you want to take advantage of that, you can head over there and check that out. I mean, guys, hard times are here. Hard times are here, and no one's going to do it for you. And as you can see, the boomers are plotting against us. They HATE their kids. These people HAT us, all right? And there's so many people who are trying to defend them. They're just trying to prepare us for the world. They just want you to be strong, to understand that no one's going to be there for you. Guys, the boomers are ending up homeless faster than every other generation right now. Think about that very carefully.
So we are not used to this. Plus, the baby boomer generation is the largest current, when you're talking about demography, it is the largest population in this country's history. So the amount of people that are in that generation that could potentially fall into homelessness is like we've never seen this in this country. And we're talking about a social services system that has been pushed to the max. COVID has really pushed it as far as we ever thought it could go. So resources are limited, and when resources are limited, you have to prioritize differently. And because this is a new batch of homelessness, we're not really sure of what their vulnerability level is. Think of social services like a hospital. The hospital is always going to take the person with a potential heart attack over a stubbed toe, even if the stubbed toe person comes in before the heart attack person, right? It's the same thing in social services. You have to prioritize the highest level of vulnerability. And these people are new to the system. They haven't ever been in it. They don't know how to navigate it, but they're coming from housing. So it's going to be difficult. And the systems are going to have to react to this, and quickly. And I'll give an example from my personal life that is emblematic of what's happening across the country. My stepdad passed away. And when he passed away, it left my mom, who is disabled and on SSD, Social Security disability income. She makes probably $700 a month, something like that. In this housing market, you're toast. I mean, that's it. Unless you own your home. We don't. We've been renters my whole life. So I moved in with her. Imagine if she, and I'm not saying anything about me, I think anyone in my position would do it. Imagine if someone like me wasn't there for that person, or like you, to help them out. So cities are going to have to get creative on this. And really they can do a couple of things. They can pass rent control ordinances, which, let me tell you, there would be a fight like no other, especially in the Midwest. If someone's going to try and pass rent control ordinances, there would definitely be a fight. So it might be tough to get done. And the other thing, and I think this is what cities are going to have to do, and I'm talking about the government and the social services system, is find some matchmaking algorithms to start pairing roommates. We're going to have to find a way to maximize the income of these folks. They're not able to make more money, so we need to maximize it. And really a way to do that is to pair people up. Imagine if my mom could find a roommate that wasn't combustible, wasn't fire, their personalities matched. It could really go a long way, and we're going to need to be able to do this at scale. So that's the info for today.
I mean, guys, I want you to understand something about the boomers, though. Something very careful. They don't play well with others. They don't get along well with others, okay? They honestly need their own space. Baby boomers need their own space. They're not really as great at collaborating, or rather living together, as people like to believe. So this is a horrible situation that we're looking at when it comes to the baby boomers. And on top of the fact, guys, they're these people that were handed everything because they were given everything and they lived life on easy street. Now they're going to make our lives miserable. And of course, their fallback plan is society. It's the government. The government needs to take care of them. The government needs to subsidize their living. The government needs to give them money. The government needs to rescue them. And, and their kids need, well, we raised you. So because we raised you, you owe us. You have to love us and provide for us, give us a roof over our head and food and money. Like, guys, the same people that threw us out, told us to get out before we were 18, are now the same people that expect us to subsidize them during old age. And there are some of you that are justifying this nonsense, like, well, they look at what they did. They taught you how to be independent, and if it wasn't for them, you wouldn't be able to survive. They gave us hard lives. They lived through the best economy, the best time, the best economy that the most opportunities that this country had to offer, and they squandered all of it. They passed laws to raid Social Security and to pay for all of their bills by endlessly printing cash, which led to extraordinary amounts of hyperinflation. But it didn't matter for them because they owned all of the real estate, so they just spent cash on everything when it was available, kept on endlessly refinancing their properties for decades, which caused property values to increase substantially. But again, they never felt it because they had tangible assets, while most of us were still trying to just get a footing on the world. So the value of our cash was going down rapidly as the value of their real estate and their holdings. They hold 80% of the stock markets. They hold half of all the real estate. So, of course, there was really nothing we could do in the situation, and they robbed us blind. They are the wealthiest generation in the history of humanity. In 200,000 years, they are the wealthiest generation in 200,000 years. The average baby boomer is wealthier than the average Roman citizen was at the height of the Roman Empire. Keep in mind, the Romans were so wealthy that the average Roman citizen did not have to work. And the baby boomers are wealthier than these people, and yet they are rapidly becoming homeless. Half of all baby boomers have no retirement savings at all. And then from the ones that do, only 10% have $100,000 or less. Most boomers have nothing. And any retirement savings that they do have, it's very, very small, very, very minimal. So there's, and keep in mind, the average boomer spends around $56,000 a year, about around $56,000 a year in expenses, right? And I honestly think that number is very, very low. It probably is because most of them still own their own homes, so they're able to save on housing costs. But as many of them may end up losing their homes, losing their houses right now, as the banks finally say screw that, or they end up having to move and find new housing. Those expenses are going to skyrocket even further. So now it's going to go up to around. So it's already almost $60,000, but my guess is going to be anywhere from 70 to 80. When like their health cost, the health cost goes up because it's gonna cost more for their medication costs, their doctor visits, all of this stuff, and they're going to expect us Gen Xers and older millennials to bail them out of this stuff, and it doesn't make any damn sense. And of course, it's nonsense because many of you are like, "Oh, well, you owe it to them." We don't owe them anything. They let us know they let us know that they owed us nothing. They gave us very little, and look at what. And now they kept everything for themselves, and they're still planning to keep everything for themselves. And then they want to turn around when they burn everything out and have us save them. And then you're like, and then they call themselves the greatest generation. These are bad people, just like Gen Z. Gen Zers are bad muffins. The boomers were bad apples. Gen Z are the most corrupted generation, and the boomers were the most corrupt generation. And this whole die with nothing, die with zero thing is insanity. And that's what these people are planning.
Are you living? What is this later that Dave Ramsey talks about? Will you be healthy enough to ski at 69 years old? Will you even still care about your bucket list by then? Do you really want to die with 7 figures in the bank? What are you actually saving for? What if you took that money and gave your family experiences and memories beyond their wildest dreams? These are the multi-million-dollar questions Bill Perkins has presented to the world in his popular new book, Die with Zero. For many, these questions may be tough to swallow. They definitely were for me. In this video, I'm going to review Die with Zero as a book and a concept and share why it made such an impact on me. Hey everyone, this is Andy Hill from Marriage, Kids, and Money, a channel dedicated to helping you strengthen your family tree and live financially free. If you like what you hear today, please consider giving us the YouTube triple thanks. That's hitting the like button, subscribing to the channel, and then commenting down below. I appreciate your support. Thanks. Okay, let's talk about my progression from FIRE to YOLO. After plenty of sacrifices and some marriage counseling, my love affair with Dave Ramsey's baby steps gradually led my wife and I to Coast FIRE status. With the amount we've saved thus far, we can almost entirely cut back our contributions and still have around $3 million when we turn 65. But after hitting Coast FIRE, I still craved something else. Deep down inside my heart, I felt this nagging void, even though I technically did everything right to secure our financial future. On a random whim, I got a recommendation from a member of our Marriage, Kids, and Money community to check out a thought-provoking personal finance book called Die with Zero by Bill Perkins. I didn't know what it was, but it had 5 stars on Amazon, so I thought it couldn't be that bad. Little did I know my brain would go into full meltdown status once I started to dive into this bad boy. So what is Die with Zero? Well, Die with Zero is a personal finance philosophy that encourages super savers like me to die with $0 in their bank account. Yes, I said zero.
This is what the boomers are This is what these people are plotting. Die with guys. This is so irresponsible, and this is one of the dangers of FIRE. FIRE is basically a plan that people use where they save every dime, they pay down debt, and it creates a serious problem, because as a result of not learning how to budget properly and live within your means, but also live, you end up with people who end up feeling like they missed out on so much in life that now they have to make up for it later on. So if you live like 10 years scraping by, where you go to a restaurant and you're watching you're ordering like the cheapest things on the menu, you have to plan for every little detail. It's stressful. And now you're like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. I just want to live and relax and enjoy it all. I don't want to save anymore. I don't want to budget anymore. I don't want to stress about it anymore. We've got plenty of money. So let's do the zero thing. We know that we're going to be okay. We have all of these great investments. We'll have the income coming in we'll have money coming from our investments later on. We've done it. So we're just going to spend like there's no tomorrow. The biggest problem with this mindset is that a lot of these people, they are banking that their investments are going to continue growing over time. I think that's one of the dumbest things that you can do, is to basically say, oh my gosh, well, I have this money in the bank, and this amount of money today is going to lead to me having $2.3 million tomorrow if I just keep on contributing this small amount of money for the next 20, 30 years. It's a stupid outlook. You don't know what can happen tomorrow. You don't know what companies will crash. You don't know how your investments are going to be impacted. You don't know how the real estate markets are going to be affected. You don't know what life is going to throw at you, what's going to happen with family, what's going to happen with friends, what's going to happen with your situation that may result in you having to leave your home. Look at these people who lived in California. They lost all of these properties. They lost their properties, many of these multi-million-dollar properties, and then what did Joe Biden do? He sent out checks for $700. And prior to many of these properties, basically being taken out because of what happened over there, the insurance companies canceled their policies because they said that they were too high, they were too risky, and as a result, all of these properties are now gone. And they could not get any other insurance on them, so now they're screwed. You have to wake the hell up and realize that hell on earth is here, and you have to take preparations right now, which is why I keep on emphasizing crypto. All right, there's actually a cryptocurrency right now that you can actually jump into. Everyone should be holding at least one of these coins. Let me ask you something. When the banks collapse, and trust me, it's coming, will you be ready? Imagine waking up to ATMs that don't work, bank doors chained shut, and millions of people left with nothing. No cash, no access to their savings, and no way to survive. But it doesn't have to be that way for you. That's why I created Angry's Crypto Academy, to teach you everything you need to know about crypto so you can protect yourself and your family. You'll learn how to buy, sell, and even day trade crypto for a living. Plus, we alert you to new crypto trends so you can profit before everyone else even knows what's happening. Right now, I've just published an exclusive investment guide inside the Academy, and it's linked in the description below. In it, I reveal the one coin that could make you a millionaire. A coin so revolutionary, it could change everything. If you missed out on Bitcoin and Ethereum, this is your second chance. This isn't just about financial freedom, it's about survival. When the system collapses and everyone else is selling, you'll be the one buying, prepared to weather the storm and thrive while others struggle to survive. Don't wait. This knowledge isn't optional, it's critical. The link's in the description. Go check it out now.
With Zero mindset encourages the financially secure to die with $0 in the bank in exchange for recognizing and behaving as if you only live once. YOLO. This also means no inheritances for the children in every sense of the word. Now, simply suggesting an empty bank account or no inheritances to most retirement-prepared folks would be enough to cause thousands of medically induced hospitalizations. Now, hear me out. It'll come together, I promise. Here's why Die with Zero changed my financial mindset. When I was in my 20s, I had many one-of-a-kind experiences, but lived paycheck to paycheck as a result. I was young and didn't have many responsibilities outside of my own basic needs, so cutting back on expenses wasn't yet a concern really for me. After Nicole and I got married, my wife Nicole, I felt a newfound responsibility as a man to step up and do the right thing for my family as the provider. Additionally, I worked in an industry that I really didn't care for. I actually really didn't like it. To me, saving was my way out of that industry. I knew that if I saved enough to build up a decent cushion, that would be my ticket to bigger and better things. Because there was so much riding on our savings, spending used to be excruciating for me. At times, I genuinely felt like I was taking away from our opportunities down the road by splurging on things that weren't absolute necessities. As I got a bit older and more comfortable with our finances, I loosened up a tad, but not much. My personal transition from baby steps Andy to the more lenient Andy gradually happened over the last 2 years, really. Die with Zero, however, initiated a pivotal change in my money mindset and future outlook. In his book, Bill Perkins talks about a businessman who had achieved multi-million-dollar wealth but ultimately ended up feeling very regretful. He had missed out on many golden family years and memories that he'll honestly never get back because he was too busy chasing money and numbers. There's another example where Perkins talks about the experiences and how perspectives change over the course of a lifetime. For instance, spending a month bouncing between European countries with nothing more than a backpack is normal when you're 21, but not so much when you're 65. Can you imagine the average 65-year-old sleeping on the floor of a maybe not so clean hostel? Probably not. The most important take-home message of Die with Zero is whatever you can take advantage of now, consider it. Things and experiences that seem so exciting at this point in your life will not produce the same effect 40 years from now when you can afford to do it right. We also need to consider that some opportunities may never present themselves again. So use your judgment for what's realistic and ultimately enjoyable. Should you spend thousands of dollars to do a historical tour of Paris with a toddler and an infant? Probably not. Should you do it when the kids are 14 and 16? Maybe. Well, what about leaving the kids something when you die? That's a tough one for a lot of people. Rather than leaving an account full of money, Perkins goes on to suggest that buying them a house or paying for their college and wedding can go a lot farther. Watching your grandchildren enjoy the physical playset you bought them can go a lot further as well. Experiences and memories ultimately will go a lot farther.
experiences and memories. So with the boomers who've because all of their kids are already grown and out of the house, the way that they're treating it is the way they're treating it is basically, well, you guys have your experiences and memories, man. It's about me. It's always been about me, and that's it. And of course, these jerks are going to come to my comments and try to dispute what I'm saying, but that's how it is. So their goal is to basically spend everything right now. They've never planned for the future. They've always been very one track minded. You know, they stole our futures from us while we were still in diapers, and now they're blaming everyone else for what they've done, even as they continue trying to scrape anything that's left in the pot. You know, it's absolutely insane. And of course, I believe it's Dave Ramsey's son, I think, or someone really I think it's Dave Ramsey's son. Dude is like basically going in on the boomers, saying why he doesn't feel bad for them as they're ending up homeless, and I personally don't either. Like, this is the mentality of the boomers. It was always about me, getting mine, you know. And guys, a lot of these jobs are going to be wiped out going forward. There's going to be so few jobs compared in the coming years compared to previous, that people are just going to say, how am I supposed to survive? And one of the best ways you can actually survive is going to be learning how to day trade crypto. It's a survival skill. Many of you guys don't realize that homelessness is coming. All right. And hey, you don't want to listen to Uncle Angry? Don't listen, mess around, find out, mess around, find out. But if you do want to if you do want to learn how to get into cryptocurrency day trading, you can find a link to our cryptocurrency day trading for dummies blueprint, link description of video. And you get access to that over in Angry's Crypto Academy. Start learning how to do that. You can make hundreds of dollars a day doing simple trades, and we teach you everything you need to know. It's so simple, a fifth grader can do it. But hell on earth has arrived, you know, and Trump is not playing games. But if you mess around, find out, that's on you. The baby boomers are plotting to leave their kids with nothing when they pass away. These are truly bad apples. Let me know your thoughts. We'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. And if you like the video, share the video. And just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.